Alright, be good.
Alright, so Matt Panuski here from Team 2.5 Men. That's right, Team 2.5 Men.
Alright, what will we be profiling today?
It's funny that you asked, but it's probably my favorite deck so far, and it's Tackikaze. It's very underrated, but it's actually Yu-Gi-Oh! But it's really underrated because, you know, there's only the 4 trigger, you know, 4 of each trigger that you can run, but it works for me. It really does. So here's my deck profile. So obviously we start with the egg.
Yep.
He's probably the boss of the deck, honestly, because
it gives you so many pluses. It really
he pluses so much. I mean, a lot of stuff retires in this deck, and you just counterblast. Plus, it's a 10k shield.
Yeah.
So, boss. I would say he's the boss monster of the deck. We got the 4 crits.
I need like 15 bucks.
This card is so good in this deck because when an attack hits during the battle that this boosted, you just soul charge one and you put it back in your deck, so it recycles.
Yeah.
Obviously the 4 draws, 4 stands, and the 4 heals.
19 to the Vanguard.
Now you're gonna change the trigger lineup?
Yeah, I'm gonna probably take out the 4 stands for 4 more crit triggers.
Okay.
Stands are good, but with the new ride chain coming out that I want to run, I don't know. I just don't think that stands will fit. I gotta work with it, but I'm most likely gonna run 8 crit, 4 draw, 4 heals.
Yeah, so a standard trigger lineup.
All right, I run 15 grade 1s.
Okay.
Obviously 4 of the AK boosters.
Okay, pretty standard.
Yep. I opted to run 4 perfect guards. The reason why is because with this deck, your hand size gets so big from all the guys that counterblast 1 to go back to your hand. So he's really never ever a dead draw or a dead card in your hand.
Yeah.
So that's why I ran 4. I mean, it's player preference, but they never clogged my hand or anything. So
yeah, and with the way the meta is, I feel the 4 is the safest bet.
yeah, it's really good. 4 Skype Tarot. For obvious reasons, it's a 6k booster. It's probably one of the best grade 1s for this deck because when it's sent from rear guard to the drop zone, you retire or you counterblast 1 and add it back to your hand.
Yeah.
So
are you gonna play those in your new build or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
9-2 crit.
Unfortunately, I don't like this guy because he's bad, but he's the only other grade 1 that is worth running. So, I mean, he's okay. He's not great, but he's not terrible.
41.
But that's why I only run 3. If there was other stuff, I'd definitely run other stuff.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
That just made your job a whole lot harder. Yeah, Bart. That just made his job a whole lot harder.
I run
It's honestly a lot cheaper to buy
11 grade 2s. I run 4 of the 10k vanillas. Obviously, for the power, it really gives the push
Oh, yeah.
for the deck since obviously I only have basically 6k boosters and the 4 AK boosters, so having the 10k is really good.
Yeah, because with a trigger, that's a 21k column.
That's
so.
a 21 column. Probably another boss monster of the deck is the 11k grade 2. I've won games where I was grade locked at 3 and he was on my Vanguard and he won me the game just because with an AK booster he becomes 21. Yeah, he becomes 21.
Yeah.
And like people don't expect it. I counterblast 1, so basically when I ride him, I have to retire a guy, so I retire the egg, the starter, counterblast 1 to get it back in my
Yeah, it
hand.
goes back to your hand.
And it's only a one-time thing. And then if he's on Vanguard and he's boosted by another guy, he gets plus 2,000
So
on
he's
the
13,
Vanguard.
yeah.
So he's a 13
Look at this
Vanguard.
massive soul. Look at this massive soul.
So so he's really good.
So much.
I run 2 of the promo. I wanted to run 3. I wasn't able to get a 3rd one by the time Team Qualifier came.
Now, what does he do for the people who don't know?
His effect is on Vanguard or rear guard. Choose another one of my Tackikaze rear guards and retire it. When this unit attacks, you may pay the cost. If you do, he gains 4,000.
Okay.
So he becomes 12. Plus, like I said, if you have the egg or anything that when it's retired, you counterblast one to get it back to your hand. He's a 12K swinger.
Yeah.
So that's why I really wanted to run 3. Unfortunately, I couldn't. I only ran 2 because I couldn't get the 3rd one. But he's really good.
Okay.
And my last grade 2 is this terrible guy. I mean, he's not bad, but I would have definitely replaced him with the promo. He does the same thing as the grade 1 when another one of my Tackikaze rear guards is sent to the drop zone. He gains 1,000. So, I mean, I really didn't have any other options. So
yeah, because with the way the clan was before set 8, it has a limited card pool. So
yeah, exactly. So I was stuck with this. Like I said, I would have definitely used a promo because it has the option of becoming 12K.
Yeah.
But he did the job when he needed to. So
yeah.
And I only run 7 grade 3s. I run 3 Chaos Dragon Dino Chaos. He's the superior ride. He won me so many games because nobody expected it.
Oh yeah, like when we were playing last round, you dropped this on me, and I had to pick it up. I'm like, wait, what the hell?
What does it do?
Yeah, what does this thing do?
His effect is, if I have a grade 2, I can retire 2 of my rear guards and superior ride him.
Yeah, and you could also get the effects of like the egg or the Sky Terror.
Of the Sky Terror, so I can retire.
Back.
So I can retire 2 guys that both counterblast to add them to my hand. So it's really not a negative effect. I mean, a lot of times, like I would only have the egg and I'd have like a trigger in my hand. I would use the trigger and I would, I'd ride and then call the trigger, and then I would just retire the 2 to get them out because it's just a plus. It's a +1 in your hand for the twin drive early, and when you counterblast to add the guy back to your hand, so it's like a +2.
Yeah.
So he's really good. I ran 3 because it's good to open with him, but other than the superior ride, he's just a 10K attacker.
Yeah.
So, but he's good. And then the last 4 in my deck is Tyrant Deathrex. Now, this guy, he's so good. I run 4 of him and 3 of the other guy because obviously, like I said, the other guy doesn't do anything after, so if I have him, I'll just override him. And he's good because on the Vanguard, he gains 15 when he swings. There's no negative effect to it. There's no cost, no limit break, no nothing. So he's 15 automatically by himself. So he's a 23 column with an AK booster.
Yeah, and that's with no triggers.
And that's with no triggers. So 23, that's a lot to guard. The only thing is if his attack hits, you have to retire one of your rear guards. But that's only if his attack hits. If his attack doesn't hit, you don't retire anybody.
Yeah.
But I mean, with this deck, with the retiring of the rear guards and then the counterblasting to add him back to your hand, he's really, really good. So yeah, so that's my Tackikaze deck. That Team 2.5 Men. That's right, Team 2.5 Men. Came in 2nd place with. We're there's a lot of people that didn't expect the decks that we ran, so we can't complain.
So I'm my starter.
Basically. So that's my deck profile. Any questions, just comment.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks.